Like I told you from previous videos I made about South Africa recently, that a lot of issues are being birthed from the situation of the South African government and Donald Trump. A lot of things are coming out right now, and the truth is that, like I told you, we are one, we're Africans. The pain of one is the pain of all. So this whole idea of we're not going to talk about South Africa because, you know, I heard some content creators are like, oh, we won't talk about South Africa anymore because they say we should not talk about them. No, we won't do that because we are brothers and sisters and we're going to look out for each other. I think at this point, South Africa should have learned from, you know, from learned their lesson from situations, and should also understand that their fellow melanated is looking out for them. Whatever it is that happens, we are the ones that hurt ourselves, we're the ones that heal ourselves, and that is also for a fact. Okay, we are the ones that got our backs, no one else does. So white people are inferior to blacks in South Africa, hence the agitation. A lot also is going on that the mainstream media is not talking about, and I'm going to bring you to this analyst. The reason why he said this, these are not my words anyway. The reason why he said this, he pointed out some things that had to do with resources, that had to do with other things. So let's listen to him, and then we'll take it up from there.
The problem that South Africans have right now is that we don't understand white people. White people are inferior species to us. We are Homo sapiens. They've got Neanderthal blood in them. This is the science, and this is not science that was done by black people, it was done by them. Clive W. Lewis, they were eugenicists. They studied this, and they realized that they're inferior to blacks. The white population is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. For us, it makes no sense to descend into the savagery that they have. Whatever land that they're holding on to, either way, their numbers are dwindling. Whatever leadership that they had is dying out as well. And you know about wealth disappearing after the third generation. They're on the last generation. We're dealing with the weakest whites that the world has ever seen. I want to explain this so that people don't think that, you know, I'm being racist by saying whites are inferior genetically. We've got different categories of evolution. We are at the echelon of that. Whites are a step below because they've also got Neanderthal DNA. Unfortunately, by the strictest definition of what a human being is, white people are just below human beings. You are negotiating with an animal, a wild dog. That you cannot expect the same behavior of a human being that you're expecting of a dog. We need to start understanding what we're dealing with, because we're not dealing with a who, we're dealing with a what. Everywhere in the world, white people have gone and progressed. They've progressed because of savagery. They've killed people. They've decimated populations everywhere, around the entire globe. There's not a place where the sun shines that white people have not decimated the people.
Progressed because of savagery.
Now, we're dealing with a situation right now where America is panicking. How do we know they're panicking? Because there's an 8-week-long queue at the Bank of England for Americans trying to withdraw their gold that was mined in South Africa, that is in those vaults. That was mined from the Cape Colony, the Union of South Africa, the Republic of South Africa, shipped over to the UK to build their empire, to build America. We funded that. Our ancestors funded that from this land that was ours, which we were removed from, so that America could be built. And how does America repay us for building it? They try to stop us from reclaiming back the land. Everywhere in the world, white people have gone and progressed. They've progressed because of savagery. They've killed people. They've decimated populations everywhere, around the entire globe. There's not a place where the sun shines that white people have not decimated the people. In the world, you go to Australia, they decimated the natives. You go to America, they've removed the natives completely to a small minority. Even there's more African Americans than Native Americans. That's the whole entire point. So we now want to say, oh no, be sensible. They will lie.
Or Majesties, about the mining, when you read The Men Who Stole Africa, Dictatorland, I think that should be Dictatorland, The Men Who Stole Africa, or what's the name of this other book that I was talking about here? you understand very well this issue of mining, gold mining in South Africa. How Europe invaded. They turned South Africa into a mine den. They come to mine gold. They use the natives as slaves to mine. It's there, oh. It's no ambiguous words. They mine gold in South Africa and neighboring countries in South Africa. This is the reason why whenever I see South Africans defend whites in their midst, I ask questions like, do you really understand your history? Do you really know who you are living with? Why do you think there is an agitation initially to even move into that space, unalive the people and steal land? Why was there a need for settlers to move in that way into South Africa? Because they saw the amount of richness that is in the underground of South Africa. They saw the amount of gold that is being harvested from that land. That was why there was an interest in that land. That was why they involved, brutality in taking out the originals of that land to occupy. Now, there are words he used, words like, there were things he said like, they progressed because of savagery. Now, these are things that you can see in history from time past. How they take advantage of originals of land. They come to a place, gang up. They come initially and act like they love you. They are so sweet. Cunningness. There was a video we did here some months ago. It's not up to a year. Some months ago about the traits of the descendants of Nephilims. They are so cunning. They are sly like the snake. They can pretend to the core and make you believe them. This is exactly how they operate. And this is how they were able to deceive our ancestors of time past and take over our land. They do that and lure you to trust them. You tell them the secrets that you have, everything. And then at the end, they turn against you, devour you, and take that which belongs to you. We see this happening. We see this happening. It's not an allegation. It's something that is alleged. It's written. Like, if people see, people had witnessed it, people had documented it. Our ancestors went through these things, and we can feel it because we are also the continuation of our ancestors and our lineages. The pain is in. And that is why when you see one of them, you should all immediately, the hair in your skin rises. Because it wants to remind you, be on your guard, be careful of these people. Do not make the same mistake that we made. So it's like some South Africans are hypnotized or something, or there is something done on that land, I don't know, that other Africans are seeing the danger in living with these people, but South Africans do not want to see it. They can fight their brothers and sisters. Mind you, I'm not supporting any evil. If any Africans go to South Africa, any African from any part go to South Africa to commit crime, he or she should be brought to face the law, right? But the truth is that the rate at which original South Africans are in defense of the settlers, you begin to ask, is this even normal? And that is why he began with saying that there is something South Africans don't understand, that these people they are dealing with are not even up to human beings. It's not my words. He said white people are below human beings. And some of you might think that Abigail is, racist. She has been saying this for some time because there are videos that I've been bringing to you here. The difference between us and them. Why there shouldn't even be mingling and producing of offspring. I know many of you had hated me for that, and a lot of other things. But you see now, it is even proven by them. They are aware of this, that they are inferior to you. Why is it that they hide some findings and then later on it comes to the public? We are not interested in it. No, that's not a problem to us at all. We feel it's just coincidence. No, it just happened. We trust the white man more than we even trust ourselves. Now, not even your brother or your sister anymore. We trust the white man more than we trust ourselves. So we doubt ourselves, but we trust the white man. So how do we now trust a brother or a sister? No. That's why I said, is it that there is some incantation done on these regions, or something that we cannot see the truth as it is? And that is why at this point as African, we have to come out in full force in the defense of South Africa. Because we are one. We are the ones that can protect each other. We shouldn't live in the way they had conditioned us to live separately. So that when they are targeting one region, the other region say, oh, since it's not me they are targeting, let me sit in my corner and act like I don't know what is happening. So South Africa is going through this. Other countries have folded their hand and they are watching South Africa. So when they are done with South Africa, you think they're going to spare you? Why do you think they created border in the first place? What is the aim of border? They gave you reasons that the reason why you need border is to protect your territory. What are you protecting? Who are you protecting your territory from? Go to Europe and America. How many borders do they have from each other? How many? But in Africa, the whole idea of border is so strengthened that you can't move freely. So when they are killing the other neighbors of yours in another country, you will hang in your own region and say, it's not me. This is what the whole idea of border have done to our subconscious. It's not me, it's South Africans. But who are South Africans? South Africans are Africans. Oh, it's not me, it's Namibians. No, oh, it's not me, it's Ghanaians. Oh, it's not me, it's Zimbabweans, Tanzania. Who are those people? They are Africans. You are African. So what's the difference? Prior to all this destruction, confusion, what have you, we are Africans. That's why I keep telling you that before any of all these, things that divides us, we were one people. Al-Kabilans, your majesties. That is who we are. So forget about this border division. Forget about these language barriers and everything. If we genuinely love each other and have each other at heart, the interest of each other at heart, these people will never succeed. They know they cannot succeed if we are united. That's why they created these divisions. That's why they needed borders and tell you protect your region against your brother. Or have separate armies. The army you have, who are the army going to go and fight? We don't have a united army in the continent. They give you reasons why you shouldn't have a united army. A unified body, like what the Sahel is doing. They kicked against it. The way Sahel, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger army had, they all come together as well. So that in case if there is an enemy at the border or an enemy at the angle of Mali, all of them go together to deal with that enemy. They know if the whole of Africa have that one army, you know what happens. But I give you reasons why you need to have separate armies. So you have separate armies. When battle comes, how do we unite and fight? Your Majesties. So this is why I said it's good that we have this discussion at this point, and listen to this and leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, Your Majesties. I'm going to see you in my next one. So love yourself, love others. Love yourself, love others. Stay safe, stay positive, Your Majesties.